let me create a function for inserting rows into an SQL table. So in order to create the function, start with the keyword def followed by name of the function, insert row, function symbol, colon. You can write the document string used to insert row into the SQL table. Now first, roll number, name and total marks must be entered from the keyboard. Roll number equals int input. Now here enter roll number. Now name should be entered from the keyboard. So you can write input enter the name. Now total marks must be entered from the keyboard. Evaluate because decimal number input. Enter the total marks. Now these quantities should be written to a table by the name student. First, Python should be connected with the MySQL, and in order to connect Python with the MySQL, you can use this function create connection. So here let me call the function create connection. Now this function returns two quantities as answer, the connection object and the cursor object. They are returned as answer. Okay, now let me execute the SQL statement. So str SQL equals insert into student values. Let me continue in the next line. Now let me make use of %s semicolon. What's the meaning of %s? The quantity will be read at a runtime. Okay, it is not a static quantity. This is a quantity read at a runtime. So if you want to insert runtime entities, we go for %s. Now let me create a tuple for values. V is equal to, the values are roll number, name and total marks. Okay, now how do you execute this SQL statement? There is a change. The name of the function is execute, no change. It's a function of the cursor object. So cursor dot execute. The SQL statement should be passed as an argument, comma v. So the meaning is, in this SQL statement, the runtime entities are replaced with the values present in this tuple. So the first runtime entity will be replaced with the first value present in this tuple. The second runtime entity is replaced with the second value present in this tuple. Similarly, third runtime entity is replaced with the third value present in this tuple. So execute function usually takes only one argument. If two arguments are there in this SQL statement, the runtime entities are replaced with the values present in this tuple. Now when you make use of insert into command, you modify the contents of a table. After modifying the contents of a table, you should commit the transaction. Only the changes will take place in the table. Okay, so here you should commit the transaction. Now for the previous SQL statements, we did not make use of this one, and the reason is, in the previous SQL statements we did not modify a table, we did not modify the contents of a table, so you don't need this. But if you modify the contents of a table by making use of insert into or by making use of update statement, certainly after making the modification you should commit the transaction, and once the use is over you can close the connection. So when you call this function, one row can be inserted into the SQL statement at a time. So if you want to insert 3 rows, call this function 3 times. Now the next function will be explained in the next video.